Hello one, hello all, and welcome to another episode of the SmithSquad Podcast. This is episode number 24, and we are back again doing it solo because, man, this used to be like a half rant part kind of me, give my feelings, and, we get some cool people on here once in a while, and we do our thing, but now it's just, excuse me, now it's just me getting out my feelings, because damn, I'm in university now and I got a lot of feelings. I got a lot of thoughts, new experiences, and I've just been like, wow, every single week. It's like, man, I was just doing this. I swear to God, 2 days ago, I was up at 12:30 recording episode 23, and it's already Thursday again, and I'm already recording episode 24. I don't understand how life is going so fast right now. It's a little scary. To be honest, it is a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie, and it's like, man, life. Why you got to go so fast? I'm just doing my thing, and you're leaving me. But it is what it is, and I don't know. University's fun, but guys, I got a crazy episode for you. So this episode is gonna be kind of like stories from my weekend. I had a wild weekend. We're gonna talk a little bit about drugs as. I had a friend who had an experience, and it kind of has opened me up, and in a really positive way. And what else we got here? We got hopefully some more not safe for work facts from Reddit. I'm sure that'd be good. Everybody always likes that. But this is episode 24. Episode 24? Yeah, of the SmithSquad Podcast. Actually, I should mention before we get into anything, if there's anyone you want to see, tweet me at TheSmithPlays, or actually you can comment down. I always read comments from the podcast. Most of my videos now, I get so many comments, I can't even read them all, man. I'm so freaking busy at university. Like, okay, so everybody told me, like, oh, business is pretty easy, man. Like, you should be able to get through business. It's not that bad. And yeah, okay, I'm taking business right now, and most of it isn't that bad. Like, economics is pretty easy. Accounting's pretty easy. My math class is super easy. It's like what I did in grade 10. But I have this one class, it's crazy hard, and everyone told me like business would be easy, and business isn't easy. I had to write a 2,000 word case summary on like this business, and it's like, what the hell? Because I took business like thinking like, oh yeah, I'll have time for YouTube and school. No, I haven't touched YouTube in over a week. I've just been running completely off of pre-made videos, which is really lucky that I'm awesome and I did that, or else I don't know if I'd have videos for you guys. But no, I managed. I've been uploaded fine. Like, you guys probably don't even know. The only tell is that in some of my videos I've been like, I've been saying, hey guys, if you could help me out on the road to 100K subs, and I'm already at like 120. It's funny because of that. I made a bunch of episodes of the top 5 or whatever, and I didn't think I'd hit 100,000 so fast. I thought once the summer came, I thought I'd just slow right back down, but I've actually kind of been maintaining at like 1,000 subs a day, which is incredible. It's awesome. So with that in mind, it's just kind of been like, this is what it is, right? So I'm sorry. I'm sick. I don't know where I was going with that. Freaking Mr. T Lexify lets me die, though. Where was I going with that? All right, I was just saying I'm busy, and whatchamacallit's been really crazy. It's just school, man. But I had 3 midterms this week and this 2,000 word paper or case thing, on top of 2 more assignments that I still have yet to do, and they're due in like a couple hours. But I said, screw it. I said, my mind is going at 1,000 miles an hour right now. I want to do an episode of the podcast, which I do this so often, but I just get scared. I am recording. My voice is good. Okay, we're good. So yeah, guys, university's been crazy, but I'm hoping next week I don't have any midterms, that's a lie. I'm sure I'll have at least one assignment. I always have some assignments, but I should be pretty good next week. I think I could get back on the track, make some more videos, and we got 2 weeks left, and then it's Advanced Warfare time. Now, I got to make a video soon about this, do like a straw poll of like what you guys want to see. But if there's anything you want me to do for Advanced Warfare down in the comments section, you should definitely let me know. But hey, I've been rambling too much. Actually, no, I was just kind of talking about uni. But I'm going to take one drink. And we're going to get into this. So you guys have been really enjoying the podcast lately, which is awesome because I made this, it's like for entertainment. I always just wanted to have my own podcast, and I think it's cool that I have been maintaining this quite well. Even if I haven't been getting guests regularly, I've still been here doing me. So what with the podcast, a lot of this is usually me kind of like sharing stories of my life and stuff. So I had a really, really insane weekend. So Thanksgiving weekend in Canada is in October. It was October 13th to be exact. And of course, for Thanksgiving, all the college students come home and they all meet up and they all have their experiences and or share their experiences rather. And it's really awesome because you get to meet all your friends and all that stuff. Now, I have a group of about 13 friends. We're pretty tight, I'll say. We're pretty freaking tight. We're good friends. We've been friends. I mean, I've been friends with some of them since preschool, others since like grade 8 or grade 9, I think's the latest. But we've been friends for at least like 4 years, and we're all pretty tight. And we all know each other. We have like a Facebook group where we post like what we're doing, events and stuff, or just funny YouTube videos, things like that. And we finally got back together this Friday night. So what happens is, I think, how does this work? So me and my dad are at my house and we're setting off firecrackers. My brother had just come back from Virginia, and in Canada, firecrackers are illegal. Now you can have fireworks, which are the ones that go up into the air and blow up, but you can't have the ones that are basically just like bombs. Canada's lame. So me and my dad, we're setting off fireworks or firecrackers. This really doesn't have anything to do with the story. It just kind of enhances the craziness of the night. So we have these ones that are kind of like the cherry bombs where they go up and they make a bang, and we're shooting them out of our hands because, you got to like angle them so they go like a good distance. So me being smart, I'm holding it from my hand. I light it. And what happens, but the fuse that sends it out into the air doesn't go off. So it goes, so like a burst of like flames come down my hand, which doesn't really hurt me. But the actual like shot where it should go flying into the air doesn't work. So the explosive part is still at the end of the stick. So I'm like, wait, what? And then two seconds later, my dad's like, wait, throw it, because it's gonna explode. So I throw it, and about, not word of a lie, 1.5 seconds later, it blows up. It blows up in the air as I throw it, about, I'd say maybe like 8 feet from my hand. It's like, wow. Not even 8 feet, probably more like 5 feet. It was so close. It was still on the deck. So I almost blew off my hand this night. So that's the way it starts. So about 2 minutes later, my friend's like, hey, we're in the driveway. Let's go. So it's 4 of us. We're back. We're like reunited. It's like, hey, what's up, man? It's been good to see you. All this stuff. Even though 2 of them I'd seen a whole bunch already, but it was what it was, right? So anyways, that's totally irrelevant to the story. So we meet up, and we are eventually going to go pick up my friend at the airport. So we go get a liquor run for the next night, and we kind of we're just hanging out, and we meet up with some other guys because some of my friends like to smoke pot. They smoke pot in this certain place, and they've been really missing their pot smoking place. So we go there, and me and my other friend, we have drinks, and we're like, like we're all together. Like, why don't we just get a little messed up? Because I mean, screw it. So we're in this parking lot. My friend's just shotgunning beers. I'm just drinking Jaeger straight out of the bottle, no chase or nothing like that, which is pretty hard when it is what it is, right? It's not tasty, but it's just very it's not good when it's warm, which also doesn't really matter to the story. Anyway, so a couple of my friends are getting high. Me, my another buddy, we're drinking. I think he's also getting high probably. And I don't smoke personally, but it is what it is. So we're all kind of getting a little messy. Anyways, eventually we end up meeting up with my other buddy who's taking us to the airport. Now, to the airport, we want to get there quickly because we are like really late. We are really, really late. Our friends' flight was supposed to come in at 10:49, and leaving my town to go to the airport, it's like a 50 minute drive, depending how fast. 45 to 50 minute drive, depending how fast you are. So we got to get there in about 30 minutes. I think it's like 10:20, and we got to be there by 10:50. So unfortunately, the guy who's driving is a very fast driver. So we averaged about 150 on the way down. And we hit a top speed of about 100 and I want to say 100 and let's say 99. So that's kilometers, not miles, by the way, but it's still pretty fast. So here's a snap here if you want to listen to it.
We're going fast! 170.
Yeah, so my friend, there's me we're going fast. And my friend's like, 170, 180, 190, oh, 200, can we break 200? So we're friggin' cruising. And we do a 45-minute drive in 27 minutes. Not scariest thing of my life, but just consider we were in like this SUV type thing. We're not in like some fast car or anything like that. We're in an SUV, so it was pretty impressive. Anyway, so we get there, we're at the airport, and like four of us, we're all pretty messed up, right? Like none of us were like shit faced or anything, or like just stoned out of our minds. But you know, I was feeling it. They were a little high, you know, whatever. So we get there, and it's like, guys, are we allowed to do this? We're at an airport. Because you know how, like, there's just, like, airport is, like, it's, like, so strict. Because the friggin' terrorists, they won. They made airports so strict. It's, like, all scared. And you have to be on your best behavior at an airport because, you know, you're going to get tased otherwise. Like, so it's like, can we really go into an airport drunk? They're like, well, how do you think I feel? I'm on like a technically illegal drug. It's like, well, whatever. YOLO, man. We're friggin' rebellious. Like, really, truly feeling like a badass while we're going through here. But it's crazy. It's awesome. It's funny. So, anyways, we pick up my buddy. Nothing bad happened. But I had to go back in the trunk because think about this. There is SUV. There's 5 people. 5 people in the car. We didn't like think through. Oh, there's gonna be another person. Well, we kind of thought it through, but not really. That, oh, there's going to be another person on the way back. So, needless to say, I had to go in the trunk of the SUV, which is kind of like a trunk. Like, you know how it's just like a back little spacious area. But it wasn't comfortable. And that was kind of my Saturday night. So we went home. You know, we did our thing. So it was a good night. It was fun. Kind of got drunk. Well, I didn't really get drunk, but I got like buzzed for no reason. But it was, I don't know, it was fun. I had a good time. So, Saturday rolls up. There is a rave. There is a rave Saturday night. So, I wake up and I'm like, man, so if for those of you who don't know, I love to rave. I am like, it is probably my favorite activity of my life. I'm not being sarcastic when I say that. There are very few things I get more excited for than a rave. I'm 100% serious. Raves are so much fun. I love dancing. I love having a good time and lights. And oh my God, they're so much fun. So rave coming up. So I'm like, okay, I have to mentally prepare myself for this rave because it is going to be so amazing. I have Jaeger. I have Red Bull. This is going to be an incredible night. So I wake up early. I go to yoga. Actually, I should have mentioned something. My Thursday night, you guys know this, I only got like 5 hours of sleep because I was up to like 2:30 recording the podcast, as you probably can remember. So I only got, like I said, probably 30 or 5.5 hours of sleep that night, right? So the next night, I was out with my buddies. I go to bed at 1:30, wake up at 8. So 7.5 hours. For me, I'm a guy, I like to get at least 8 hours, but preferably 9. So I'm running like 2.5 behind that the first night, then I put back another hour and a half that night, plus I was drinking that night, so that's like not gonna, it's not gonna get like a fully rested night, right? So I'm running 2 days not on good sleep. So anyways, I wake up Saturday and I go to yoga, and I'm like, gotta get real calm, get really relaxed, limbered up for this rave because it's gonna be insane. So I do that, and then I go ahead and I go take a bath because, I got to relax. I got to get ready. Got to get in a calm before the storm because I'm ready to rave, man. I'm like Dave the Rave, but better than Dave the Rave. Nah, I love Dave. But so I do that, go get my hair cut, and then all of the friends, because not all of us met up the other day, but most of us, we all went to Chow Family, which is this Chinese restaurant, super cheap, that we all like to go to. So we met up, and from there, we kind of just hung out with the guys. Now, we were just hanging out, doing our thing, basically all day waiting for this rave to come. So I'm going to say maybe Actually, side note, I did during that time I played Call of Duty 3, and I must say it is the worst Call of Duty ever. It is so bad. Like, it's rare. It's so bad. It's rare to come across a copy. But my friend had a copy of Call of Duty 3, so he played that. Anyways, that was just an aside. Anyway, so about 7 o'clock rolls up, and there's like the 5 of us chilling at my buddy's place. You go over to my other buddy's place, and there's like a whole crew of people over there. His parents are gone for the day, and it was like, it was quite an event, but it was all the people that you want to see, all the people that like have gone off, or the cool people that are still in high school. So we're meeting up and everything's going well. We're all hanging out, and excuse me. Where was I at? Oh yeah, so we're just pre-drinking. Everything's going well, and my buddy, one of my friends, I won't say who, but he had some MDA, not MDMA, which is different, but MDA, which is similar but different anyways. So a whole bunch of people are taking MDMA. And me personally, I'm like, like drugs that I really think I hate like this whole drug thing where some drugs are bad yet alcohol is okay and stuff. So I was like, all right, well, you guys do your thing. So I had a friend, I'll just say a pretty close friend, who took MDA. He took a low dose, so he was being smart about it. He wasn't being reckless or anything, and he really wasn't a guy. I don't know. It's kind of weird because he's not a guy who really takes drugs very often, but he was just kind of like, I know that this is a pure source. Was kind of the reasoning. It's like one of the most least safe things about the drug is that people take it and like you don't know what you're getting most of the time. But we had a friend who like kind of a drug dealer, and like he was there when he bought it the night before. And so it was like, this is safe. Like I saw like it was still in the rock form, which apparently like it comes in a rock form, and then you like break it up and divvy it up to people. So he's like, look, I know like I'm never going to have this opportunity again where I know it's pure. So he took it. It was like, whatever, man. All right, you do you. Just be safe. And he was smart. He took a relatively low dose, so he was good. So anyways, we are ready to go to this rave. It's about 10 o'clock. We're ready to freaking go. So we get there, and I'm feeling pretty good. Everyone's feeling pretty good, I guess you could say. And it's like it's on. It's like we're ready to rave. And for me, anyways, like I was just kind of like waiting around for a whole long time. I wasn't in the mood. Like I just wasn't ready to rave yet. There was like none of my friends were going in. I was just kind of sitting around waiting, talking. I felt like up for it, but not like I needed to. I was like, I was kind of like hoping, like, man, I was hoping like once I got to the music, like all this prep for all day would be like ready to rave, but it wasn't. So I was just kind of sitting outside waiting, and like it's kind of a mistake because anyways, eventually probably 12 o'clock anyways, I end up going in. No, not even 12, maybe let's say 11:30. And I'm like, why didn't I go in here sooner? This is amazing. Like there's lights, and there's a whole bunch of cool people in here that I hadn't seen yet, that are like a bit away, and it's like so much fun. So like I'm dancing, I'm having a great time, and me and my buddy are we're like, yeah, we're like doing bro fists like up in the air, like over people and stuff, and like it's so much fun. And I was like, man, why didn't I go in here sooner? Having such just a really genuine fun time. And I was like, yes, like, I freaking love to rave, right? So everything's going great. 12 o'clock, the cops come. God damn it. Because I'd only been in here, like I said, not even half an hour. Not even half an hour. I'd say closer to probably 20 minutes. So sad. I am distraught. I'm like, no. Why do they have to come? Because I was so stupid. I waited so long to go into the rave because I was like, oh, I want people to get more drunk, get more on whatever drug they're on before, people, before people, before I could go in, because it's awkward, right? So I gotta let like the social lubricant do its thing. So I'm kind of like, just like I said, I just wait. I finally get it there, and it's over like 20 minutes. I am so sad. So they're not actually busting it. They're just setting up roadblocks because it is only 12 o'clock, right? So they're kind of like, there's people still coming. So they're kind of like setting up a roadblock. So it's enough to make my buddy, who is the sober, excuse me, it's enough to make my sober friend be like, all right, dude, we got to peace out of here. So it's like 25 minutes from the party to my hometown. So we're like, okay, we get out of there. My buddy just floors it home. And I am like, dude, I do not want to go to bed. I have so much energy from that rave. So we go back to my buddy's house. So it's just me and my friend. Well, we're just sitting there kind of on the couch. He's eating like chips, and I'm just kind of chatting to him. And we're like trying to be really quiet because we think his parents are home. But his parents had gone out to get his younger brother, because his younger brother didn't have a drive back for the party. Now, his mom knows that his brother is kind of like a stoner, and she doesn't like that he smokes. But here's the thing, is the friend that I'm with may have been the person, allegedly, who did drugs, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Wait, no, that probably sounded off. Okay, let's just say, okay, so the friend that I'm with, how do I say this? 'Cause I don't want to like give up my friend. Okay, anyways, there's 3 people in the room. Okay, I'm just gonna say there's 3 people in the room. At least one of them is trying to hide the fact that they're on a drug, and the other one is so evidently stoned is trying to hide that fact that he's just laying on the couch. Anyway, so his mom comes down, talks to us for like 20 minutes, and you know, she's really focused on him. So my friend is like good, but he's like pretty, you know, obviously on drugs. So he's like, yeah, he's doing his thing. He's just kind of like eating chips. Anyways, his mom eventually goes to bed, and I'm just sitting there. I was like, dude, that was pretty scary. Like, I can't believe she couldn't tell you. And anyways, we end up, what did we do? I think we just sat there for a little bit, and he fell asleep on me. He falls asleep on me at 1:30. Now, at this point, everybody is calling me because, like I said, it's only been like 40 minutes since the cops have showed up. And everybody's calling me because right when I got home at like 25 minutes after the party, everyone's like, where'd you go? And so I call everybody up like 40 minutes later. They're like, dude, where are you? I'm like, I'm at home. I'm sitting on my friend's couch at home. They're like, what? We're still at the party, man. The cops are here. Like, we can't leave. I'm like, shit, bro. That sucks. So I like, look, man, like, you should probably come home. So I kind of wait a little bit anyways, and like I said, my friend passes out, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really want to go to sleep. I have no desire to sleep right now. I'm just too awake from this rave. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just go home, and I may just chill, play some video games or something, see if anyone's up, maybe live stream or something like that. So my friend texts me as I'm walking out the door, and he's like, dude, we're all at my other friend, like the friend who had everybody over, we're all at this place now, like, you should come over. And let me tell you, it's a 30-minute walk to there. It is a 30-minute walk. It could not be further away in town. Like, there of the residential areas in town, it could not be further away. So I'm like, God damn it, why do you have to do this to me right now, bro? Why do you have to do this to me? So I'm like back and forth like 5 times, like, do I want to go to this and meet all my friends who I haven't seen in like 6 weeks, or do I want to just go to bed? I'm like, no, of course. But then I'm like, man, it's such a far walk. So I'm back and forth like 5 times, like, yes, dude, I'm going to go. Then I'm like, no, sorry, bro, I can't. Just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I don't know what to think. It's just like, it's like the worst thing. Like, you know, you want to go so badly, but at the same time, you just can't do it. Just can't, because it's a freaking far walk, and the town I live in is sketchy. Anyways, I'm dragging this. I know I'm dragging this story out, but this is like really all I have to talk about today, plus a little bit of aftermath and stuff. So I'm just trying to make an interesting story. Anyways, okay, we're back on. Actually, you know what? We're taking an intermission. I gotta send a text. All right, I'm saying, yeah, hopefully that could work. What are the chances? Anyways, where was I at? Where was I at? Okay, so I'm on my way home. It's like a 10-minute walk from my house to my friend's house. Not that big a deal. So I'm about 8 minutes there, almost there. And there's these two guys up ahead of me, and as I'm looking at them, I'm like, dude, these guys look real sketchy. I don't think I would wanna. I would want to be around these guys. By the way, super sick clutch. I don't think I better stand my distance back from these guys because they look real sketchy. And the town I'm from, like I said, a lot of sketchy dudes live there. It is just not a place that you want to be. Really, just it's scary, man. I feel very uncomfortable walking anywheres, which is a big reason why I didn't want to go all the way home. So, like I said, look at these guys. I'm like, dude, I better watch out. Better just stand my distance from these guys, not mess around with them. But then again, at the same time, I was thinking, like, man, wouldn't it be awesome though if it was just like I knew these guys and we met up and like we could have like wouldn't that be random? As I'm thinking this, like about 30 seconds later, Buddy turns around because he notices me. I'm just like, oh no, don't shank me, don't come mug me, God, for God's sakes, like don't come take my phone. Looks back, he goes, Pat? I look up at him, I'm like, Zach? It is two of my better friends. Well, actually, Adam is one of my best friends. He's on the podcast. And Zach, who's a good friend. I won't say he's my best friend because, Zach, I like you. But, obviously we're not best friends. Anyways, it is Zach and Adam. Walking the streets of my hometown. Well, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty weird. That is pretty freaking weird. That I would just happen to come across these guys. Like what? I don't. Doesn't make any sense. But they look back and they're like, "Yeah, what's up, guys? Like, hey." So we meet up and I'm like, "Well, what are you guys doing?" They're like, "We're walking to Hilden." Well, for those of you who don't know, Hilden's about an hour walk from my town, at least an hour walk. And they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I was gonna go to bed, but I'm kind of thinking about going to my buddy Lucas's, who's the guy who had all the people over before we went to the rave and is now having more people over." So they're like, "Dude, can we come?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." So we run the next 20 minutes up to his house. At this point, it's, like I said, probably about 2-ish in the morning. So everyone's like, "Oh my God." Like I walk in the door and I can still remember one of my buddy Riley, his face as he looks at me. And he just, he's so rattled that I made it because everyone knew like I was at Evan's house. I was so far away. There's like no way I'm going to make it. And I was like, I made it. What's up, everybody? So hype, so exciting because nobody was expecting me making it back. It was just not like a perceivable thing. I was like, Pat's done for the night. So I make it back and there's a ton of people there. So I go to, and I'm like, all my friends are hanging out in one room. I'm like, guys, I made it. So anyways, that's kind of that night. So we meet up, and we're hanging out. So I like I said, don't feel like sleeping. They don't feel like sleeping. So we're just like, all right, well, let's just keep hanging. So we're talking, doing things. And a lot of my friends are like quite, druggy. Like I don't want to say druggy, but they partake in illegal drugs. And like I said, I've talked about this before. Like, it is what it is. It really is. So I'm just kind of there, like hanging with them. Like I'm not gonna do these drugs. But my friend is like Salvia. He had gotten Salvia. For those of you who don't know, Salvia is like a really powerful psychedelic. Like really, I don't know if you've ever heard of DMT, which is dimethyltryptamine. It's really similar to that. So dimethyltryptamine, it's like 1 second you're on Earth, next second you're in another universe, and then like 20 minutes later you're back to Earth. So Salvia, the way I understand it, it's kind of like that, where basically like you take it, you're feeling okay, it kicks in, and it's just like another universe. Apparently it's like not a very nice high, people don't like it, but anyways, that's what they decided to take. It actually is legal, I should say. It is a legal drug, so they're not even doing anything illegal that I so there's absolutely no lawsuits here. They're just doing a legal drug, which is weird that it's legal because there's a lot of safer psychedelics, I'm pretty sure. But hey, it is what it is, right? Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense in this world, which I'm going to talk to about in a bit. But yeah, so like I said, let me take a quick drink. I'm sitting here watching them take bong hits of Salvia. So first couple guys do it, doesn't really affect them that much. They're like, whoa, okay, the carpet's moving a little bit. Like, yeah, cool. Like, that's not really what I'm looking for. If I want to do that, like, cool, the carpet can move. Like, that's not a big deal to me. I want like what the actual Salvia trip, which is crazy. So one of my better friends takes it, and he like, it's so hard to describe, but he's sitting there. You have to like hold in the smoke for 30 seconds. So you inhale and you just hold it there forever. So he just takes it in and he lets it go. He raises his hands up and just starts like dancing and is like smiling and it's like, woo. And we're like, dude, come on, like screw off. Like you're not actually. And then he just keeps going and like not even like really noticing us. It's like, oh my God, it's actually happening. It was so funny to watch. Just him go from, he was seriously on planet Earth and he just went to another universe. He like the Fred we do was just not there. And some people would say, oh my God, that's so scary. Like drugs are bad. Why would you do that? But it was so fascinating. It was so funny to watch at the same time, just to see that transition because like it is legal. It's I mean, it's not gonna like damage you. It's not gonna kill you or anything, but it is. I mean, it is a mind-altering substance. But anyways, so he takes it and man, wild, just wild, like so just an interesting thing to watch. And like 10 minutes later, he's done. He's come down. It was really, really interesting. So anyways, they're like doing that, and then they're like, man, I really feel like doing some more psychedelics and all this stuff. And it's like, oh, dude, I'm going to bed. So at this point, it's 5:30 at night. So I end up going to bed, and there's probably like 30 people staying. No, I shouldn't say 30. That's definitely an over-exaggeration. But let's say 16 people? 16 people are sleeping there. Now, I happen to get to bed. Anyway, so I go to bed at 5:30. Wake up at 9:30. Everyone is just passed out still. Wake up at 9:30. I feel like $1,000,000. I drank like half a quart. I don't know how. I don't know why. I feel like $1,000,000. Like I said, my friend had taken a little drugs. Like he was, we were both okay. We were both okay. It was weird. I don't know why. I don't have it doesn't make any sense to me. But woke up fine. So anyways, we leave and I go back to my place and everything's fine. So that was my night, man. So I got 4 hours of sleep that night, 7 the night before, 5.5 the night before. So I shouldn't have been in any presence to feel good or feel relatively fine at all. But anyways, I did. So that was kind of my night, or that was my weekend rather. It was insane. Now, I did want to kind of, as a follow-up, I kind of wanted to talk about this whole drug thing. Because, here, I'm getting more texts. Right. Oh, man. My buddy wants me to move in with him next year. But I just don't know how I feel about that. Just not sure. Really not sure. Anyways, so kind of the thing I wanted to talk about is that night I really had a big realization over something. It was how bad alcohol is for you. I had a really mind-opening experience that night. Just observation, kind of not really an epiphany, but just observation led me like to realize this is how bad alcohol is for you. Alcohol is such a popular drug. We're just totally shifting gears here from story time to into this deeper. But alcohol is such a popular drug. I would say probably the most consumed drug in the world, maybe behind caffeine. Caffeine, nicotine, like from cigarettes. Apologize. Oh, burping. Haven't eaten anything today. That's not good. Okay. Caffeine, alcohol, nicotine. Definitely 3 most widely consumed drugs. You can argue which one's more. I'd say probably alcohol, then caffeine, then probably nicotine. But I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows? Anyways, alcohol is, I would say, one of the worst substances for you. It is really bad. Like really bad. I've talked about this before a little bit, but that night when I was like with my friends and stuff at the party, everything, even back at my other friend's place, like I realized how bad it is for you. I realized just observing others, I realized like how reckless you are on it compared to like other things. Like my friends who had taken like this, they were so completely I just, you could just tell how completely in control they were, how much they felt like themselves. Whereas alcohol, like, you're not yourself anymore. You turn into this different person. And for me, man, I got to be honest, dude, I struggle with alcohol. I'm not like saying like a struggling alcoholic. It was like, I'm never like, oh, I need a drink. But when I drink, man, shit hits the fan. And it's usually a pretty fun night. I'm not going to lie. Like, we go in and I even have my own drunk name. That's how ridiculous I get. But what I'm saying is it's not a good thing that I'm like that, especially not the age of 18 when I'm not even 19 years old yet. I'm saying like straight up, I learned so well how bad alcohol is for you that night. And it's good. It's good to hear. It's good to know because, dude, so many people drink and you get so sloppy, so out of your mind, not in control. You're not even the person driving the ship anymore. You're still you, but it's like a different, more not give a fuck you. It's bad, and it wreaks havoc on your body. Hangover, good God, good Lord, so bad. It is so bad, and just like I said, oh my God, I'm sleepy. It baffles me how popular that drug is. So why I say this is, in relation to a lot of other drugs that are illegal, it's crazy to see how socially acceptable alcohol is. And I'm just going to say MDMA is a perfect example. So if you want to look at okay, let's compare the two drugs, because I'm going to say that MDMA and alcohol are two very similar, not in effect drugs, but danger. Okay? And this is the pure substance MDMA. Now, we'll get into like why MDMA is very dangerous in a second, but like we're going to look at the actual two substances. So alcohol is a depressant. It gives you confidence, makes you not give a fuck about anything. What else we got here? Nausea, puking. Oh, what am I saying? Puking the next day or that night. Dehydration, shutting down of like your systems if you drink too much. The lethal to active dose ratio. So basically, like, how much does it take to get you buzzed, to feel it, versus how much does it take to kill you, is about 10. So like for most people, probably two or three shots will get them like feeling it pretty good. Like one shot may like loosen you up, but like usually like 2 or 3 to like, get you feeling it, I guess. 20 to 30 shots will kill you, right? Now we're gonna look at MDMA. MDMA is a stimulant, but it gives similar effects to alcohol. So it gives you confidence just like alcohol does. It gives you energy, kind of like alcohol does, but alcohol, like, you're like, it depresses you, but you're like, I don't care, so I have energy, kind of like. But I don't know if you've ever like ran while you're drunk, and then you like stop, and like you can run forever, but once you stop, you have no energy left. It's kind of like I guess MDMA is like a stimulant, so you have a ton of energy, but it's like, anyway. So like people they seem confident on it. They're they have a ton of energy. They can go all night. the LD. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is like it kind of like it seems like it acts like the same sort of social lubricant as alcohol, but you're not a complete asshole on it. Like you're really, really controlled. You seem to be like the same person. I know, you're not. Nobody's like, and when you're drunk, people will say really mean things, but no one's like. I didn't see like any bad vibes coming from people who took it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not bad. It really is similar. It is very, very similar. Now, the lethal to active dose ratio for MDMA, I actually don't know what it is, but it's actually less than alcohol. So like I said, about 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Whatever it takes to get a buzz, take 10 times of that with alcohol, you're going to die. Makes both sense, on average, right? Oh, and I should say that's 50% of the people will die. That's based on not 100% of people will die, but like half, right? So the active lethal, the amount it takes to get you buzzed versus the amount it will take to kill 50% of the people. For MDMA, like I said, it's actually lower than alcohol. Now, the biggest thing with MDMA is the fact that it is it is illegal. So you have all these like drug dealers selling it, and then they put all these bad things into it. Like, and I'm not saying MDMA is good. I mean, I've done my research on this because I wanted to kind of talk about it, just like my experience, like seeing all these people and stuff. Interesting. Very, really, like I said, drugs really do interest me. They always have. I think they always will. Maybe I'll have to do something like as a career that involves drugs, not being a drug dealer, but you know what I mean? Anyways. Where was I going with that? Like MDMA is bad. It can deplete your serotonin. And even my friend was saying like he felt really depressed, really off for like the next couple of days. So it's definitely not good for you. But the comparison I made was like, dude, I've gotten so drunk before that I was hungover for the next 3 days, and I felt depressed too. So I was like, well, yeah, okay, that's true. So you shouldn't take it. And it definitely hits you harder because I drank so much and I got so out of my mind. He said like, he took like a moderate dose. So if you took a lot, like I could definitely see MDMA like screwing you up. But what I'm saying is it's kind of in the same realm of alcohol. Got a lower lethal dose ratio, but the direct effects, the direct like hangover effects are probably worse. But the actual high, and I'm saying when you're drunk, you're high, you're on alcohol. It's a high. People don't like to think of it as a high, but it being, visually or physically or mentally enhanced, changed by a drug, that's a high. That is a high. So drunk, yeah, you're high. You're high on alcohol. It doesn't seem like that. You like to say you're drunk, but drunk basically means high on alcohol. Now, with MDMA, like I said, I would way rather deal with someone who's on that than they're drunk. They're so much more friendly. They're so much more rational. They don't change where the people do really change with alcohol. Here, I'm going to skip this part in the video because you probably don't want to see me doing that. Okay, there we go. Just trying to be good vibes for you guys. Okay, there we go. Teleporting back out. Anyways, so yeah, like what I'm saying is like it's like I noticed with people like very like quite safe to be honest. Anyway, so where I'm just kind of going with this, like this whole idea is just people are so socially. All right, well here let me conclude what that all is about. Is I'm just trying to say alcohol and MDMA are two very similar drugs in effect. They give you confidence, that kind of deal. One does it by depressing your central nervous system. One does it by increasing, I think, your serotonin. So, or bumping up your serotonin, and then you're low the next couple days. But that's kind of the whole like way it works. So they kind of give the same effect, except one doesn't like make you an animal. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'd say they're both equally have their downsides. MDMA, like I said, is dangerous because you don't always know what you're getting. But the straight substance, I would say they're both probably the same in danger. Yet you look, if someone takes, they took ecstasy, it's like, oh shit, man, that's pretty hardcore. Yet, really, like my observation is like alcohol is just as worse, if not worse, in some scenarios, I guess. Anyways, so like we look we're so conditioned that drugs are bad, and it sucks. It sucks. And like I said, this whole realization of how bad alcohol is terrible. Is the most disheartening thing on the planet, because you have people like, you go and you do this drug, and then so many other people who give into the idea that drugs are bad. They give you these social ramifications of like, you're a druggie, you're a bad person, you did this, you did that, which is not the case at all. Is not the case at all. The worst thing about drugs, the worst thing about these illegal drugs, are not usually the actual effects, the actual ramifications of them, but rather the social consequences of what is to come. So it's not, oh, you did, okay, so for example, someone takes MDMA once. They're not going to be screwed up long term from that, unless they get like meth, right? But I'm saying if they actually take the drug that is MDMA, they're not going to get too screwed up long term. Like I said, it's probably going to be, like alcohol, it might be sad for a couple of days, but you're not going to get too long term messed up from it. You're probably going to have a fun night, and you're going to be fine. The problem with these drugs is not in doing them once or twice, or even if you want to be very, very smart with it and, only do it like maybe once every 3 months, and, you just take it occasionally throughout the course of your life, which is probably fine. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it's probably okay if you just have caution with it. That's not the problem with these drugs. The worst thing about taking these illegal drugs are the social ramifications, are the people who say, who get worried about you and say, oh, you're going down this bad road. This is wrong. This is happening to you. That's what's bad. That's what's bad about drugs. It's not you're going to get addicted. Do you know anyone who's addicted to MDMA? No, you don't. You know people who are addicted to what? People who are addicted to cocaine in some stances, heroin, or any sort of opiate like morphine, like the doctor gives you, codeine, oxycodone, anything like that are so goddamn addictive, but they're socially acceptable, so you can take it. You can take it, right? Because it's socially acceptable. And it baffles me, okay? Meth, do you know how big a problem meth is in the States? Meth is so bad for you. Adderall, Ritalin, Dexedrine. Speed, you're giving kids speed, but it's okay because you know what? It's socially acceptable because the doctors prescribed it. They know what's up. Well, yeah, they do, and I'm not saying like we shouldn't have Adderall in our society. I'm not saying we shouldn't have any of these things in our society. What I'm saying is that you give such a stigma on some of these drugs. The government has made it this way that you're doing MDMA, you're escaping reality. You're just trying to chase a high. Yeah, there's all these people addicted to alcohol and cigarettes and even weed and opiates and everything. Yet, how many people do you really know addicted to MDMA? I couldn't name a single person. I know people who probably abuse it, but I don't know anyone physically addicted who take it like to the extent where it's screwing up their lives. No, because nobody gets addicted to MDMA. They get addicted to heroin, or they go beyond that. How many people do you know are addicted to LSD, to psilocybin, which is shrooms? How many people do you know who are addicted to that? Nobody. Like, actually, it is impossible to become addicted to like physically addicted to LSD or psilocybin. But how many people do you know? Nobody, or very, very few people. Versus how many stories have you heard? Oh, this person's on pills. They hurt their back. Their doctor prescribed them oxycodone, and they really liked it, and now they're fucking addicted. How many times have you heard that story? How many alcoholics do you know? How many kids do you know that their parent is an alcoholic? It's bad, and it's a problem. And I'm not saying if these drugs were legal that it wouldn't be the same with them, but I'm saying the social ramifications of these drugs are the worst thing. It's not like, oh, you're gonna take LSD and you're gonna trip and you're gonna die. No, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. But people are going to judge you. They're going to look at you and say, oh, you're a druggie. You don't, your opinion isn't validated because you take drugs. What? Motherfucker, when was the last time you had a beer with your supper? Okay, well, guess what? You just took a drug. When was the last time, you had a cigar? When was the last time you did any of this? It's ridiculous. And just this weekend has blown my mind out on it in this way that I never even thought about before. And it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad that people don't see it. Why can't people... You need to open your eyes and look at things objectively, okay? Don't just take your word for it that these drugs, this drug, and this drug, and this drug is bad because the government said so. No, don't. Look at the things objectively, okay? Look at the side effects of various drugs. Look at that, and then tell me what drugs should be legal and what drugs aren't legal. Because if you look at the drugs that are illegal right now, meth and all this stuff and whatever, and you look at alcohol is in the same realm as those drugs. If alcohol were created today, it wouldn't be legal for a second. It would not be legal for a second. What would take its place? I don't know. It should probably be weed. If any drug should be legal, I'm going to be honest, it should probably be weed because people are safe on weed, and I don't even smoke, and that's how I feel anyways. But goddamn, we need to move out of this mindset that these are the drugs that are okay because we've been told so. Because if you continue on that trend, it's like, okay, well, there's warheads in Iraq. We've been told so it's probably true. It's scary. It's scary. It's this social consensus, this cultural consensus that this is okay, but as soon as somebody does this, we are banishing them from society. We are judging them. We are looking at them in a different way because they've done this, even though we are no better or worse than them, but we've been told this way. It's a shitty way of thinking, and I do think it needs to end. And I'm not saying all drugs should be legalized, but I'm saying, honestly, not even just for the social ramifications, but if you look at how many, I'm going to go back to MDMA. If you look at how many people have died from MDMA, most of them died because they were given something that wasn't MDMA. Isn't it funny how the controlled drugs in America are the drugs that aren't controlled at all and are actually being controlled by the drug dealers? Yeah, it's kind of funny, isn't it? If it's not people are dying from like MDMA. It's most of the time, and I mean, yeah, you can definitely die from it. I'm not gonna, bullshit people here. I'm not gonna like say like it's this wonder drug. I'm just saying most of the time it's like there was meth in it, or there were bath salts in it, or there was like, cocaine or like a ton of caffeine or something like that. It's just, it's a really shitty thing we got going on here, and people look at you. I mean, I have friends who people judge because they have done a drug, yet the person who has done a drug is infinitely more successful than them, infinitely more motivated, yet because they did drugs, their opinion doesn't matter anymore. Bam, guys, there's my rant. I needed to get that off my chest. That was like a build up, and I just had to explode there. So, SmithSquad Podcast, episode 24, the ultimate drug rant. Boom. I love you, sons. Bye.